watching these guys go through there. Everybody's got an idea how to get around this racetrack. The 5-car circle there, using a little bit wider apex, getting in the corner there. But David Green just behind him seems to be closing up also.
Actually, those first four are pretty equal.
Watching the 17 back there for a moment. Here's the lead battle. Trickle and Greb. These guys a half-second ahead of David Green, and that has virtually vanished because here comes Green shooting off the corner into third spot.
That has all to do with how you catch lap traffic. They caught a couple of back markers there, and they missed the line getting into turn one, and just that quick, they were right back nose to tail again.
Yeah, you have to be so careful when you run up on somebody. Is that they're going to give you the room first of all, and then there's room there second of all.
If you're an Adam Petty fan, they couldn't fix the car. Word is he is done for the day. Joining Chuck Bound, Tony Roper, and this man, Steve Grissom, also finished for the day.
Steve, can you tell me what happened out there, and are you okay? One of those deals that somebody's a little bit impatient. And, being here at Dover, it don't take a lot. You just got a little cramp in the back, and the car broke loose. I'd have taken Harris to make a vacation, Dave Carroll, and all these guys on the team. I mean, they've worked awful hard, and we just hate to end up like this. Eli, it's kind of interesting, and maybe Darrell can comment on it, and Buddy as well, that they say here at Dover you need to race the track in the early stages more so than the competition. And when somebody's a little bit impatient like that, it's got to be very frustrating.
Well, what happens to you is you get somebody up behind you, and you'd like to let them go, but you can't really find a place. And if you start letting one guy by, the first thing you know, you're at the back of the pack. So even though you need to concentrate on driving the track, you still don't want anybody around your back bumper, because this is what happened to Steve. A little tapping around you go.
For me, it was always easier to lead. I was running the racetrack instead of competition, so when I was looking at the racetrack and really concentrating on hitting a perfect line every lap, it was pretty hard for somebody to close in. Back in traffic, you're trying to gain on cars that are running bad lines around the racetrack, and you start doing the same thing they're doing.
Well, if you have a great car, it's really handling good, running good, nothing bothers you. But when your car's off a little bit and somebody gets up under you and starts bumping you or starts racing you real hard, you just really got to let them go or you'll be in trouble.
Trouble for Tim Fedewa, the number 36. The Stanley Tools entry is off the pace. He'll be heading towards the pit lane right there. Problems for Tim Fedewa in the early going here at Dover Downs.
And while we watch him go down pit road, Earnhardt Jr.'s moved all the way into third place now. He is really picking them up and putting them down. It won't be very long before he's after those 5 points for leading the lap.
Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Eli, it's a flat left front tire for Tim Fedewa. They will change both left side tires, but it was the front that was flat. They changed it. Little problem with the left rear. Now he's underway. Oh, and he stalls the car.
We got her going, though, didn't he? One thing I might point out to you is that Goodyear's happy hour for the Winston Cup cars has been extended 30 minutes. It's going to be an hour and a half. Goodyear is recommending scuffing all your tires for the race tomorrow. So they had that problem at Richmond that they don't feel like was their fault necessarily. I think they're trying to cover their bases here.
Dick Trickle continues to lead. Tim Fedewa loses 2 laps during that pit stop, and Wayne Grubb has taken his car to the garage.
Are they in jeopardy of maybe having a tire problem?
I never heard.
Not that I heard from them, yeah.
Never heard.
Matt Kenseth slides up into him. Yeah, yeah, right there. You can see on the left rear corner.
Good eyes in the tape room there.
I'll let you do it because you called it. You seen the flat tire.
I didn't see that one.
Didn't see that one.
They didn't show it to me. I'd have seen it if they showed it to me.
That was what caused it.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the MBNA Platinum 200 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa. TNN Motorsports live coverage of the MBNA Platinum 200 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa, we keep America running. We are back. There is the interval. 0.6 of a second from the orange car, Dick Trickle, back to the blue and green car of Kevin Grubb. Then you've got car lengths further back. There you see Tim Fedua back on the racetrack. Lost 2 laps before. He's in 37th. DW, watch this.
Yeah, watch right here what happens. The 17 car down on the inside. He wiggles a little bit, and bam. 8 wheels will get a lot more traction than 4. Bounces off to 36 and keeps on digging.
That was Matt Kenseth in the 17 there. Just light contact getting in the corner. A lot of times when you drive under a car like that, the back end will switch around a little bit. There is a draft even on the mile track.
Well, they just take the air off the spoiler. I know I get tired of hearing about that, but that's what happens. It pulls the back of that car on the inside around.
Either way, Ralph Shaheen, you lose a couple of laps of the deal.
Yeah, he sure did, Eli, because they had the problem in the pits getting the left rear on when they went to change the left front. But the Goodyear officials have looked at the tire. They say there was a slow leak to the tire, so he definitely was losing air pressure.
So Tim Fedua finding himself in 37th. He's got 2 laps down. He's got Ted Christopher just ahead of him right there. The NASCAR Busch North Series and Featherlight Modified Tour stand out, making his debut here. Ted tested here. The 13 car tested here a couple of weeks ago with Kyle Petty. And Kyle said the guy took to the racetrack like immediately. And Christopher's running on the lead lap at 24th right now.
Yeah, he's a good race car driver. Ted Christopher is he doesn't surprise me when he does well. I'll tell you something else too. The most dreaded thing you can have on a race car is a slow lead. I've been accused of that many a time.
Eli, let me tell you something. We have a barn board. A guy just absolutely flying up through the field right now. Ward Burton is absolutely. He started way back and he's flying up through the crowd.
That's them in that.
In the Siemens car, the 02.
Yeah, that green
up to 6.
I know one thing. He's passed Michael and Kenny Irwin and several cars that come right to the front.
There you see Dick Trickle, but Ward Burton only 3 seconds behind the race leader. There you see the front 3. They come by. Then you've got David Green. Then Ward Burton next in line. There he is right there. It is his first Busch Series start in 3 years. He last started a Busch Series race 79 events ago as Mike McLaughlin is coming to the pit lane running in 15th spot. This is lap 60, Glenn. It's a little bit early.
Yeah, they've been fighting about racing since that last restart, Eli. It's really concerned them. It only started after that restart, and he ran along there really racing Matt Kenseth for 13 and 14 really, really hard. And so he finally ready and said, guys, I got to come in. They don't know what the problem is. Mike was asking if they had torqued the wheels before the race. Thought maybe that the right front had worked loose or something. But here he comes right now. We're trying to get a look and see just exactly what is wrong with that car. This is a tough break for him. They're also going to make a chassis adjustment on the car. They put the wrench in the right rear. When they're making the adjustment now, the car was a little bit tight. But we're going to try to get a look at that right front tire just to see if there was a problem with the tire. I've got it right here. See anything wrong with that tire. So evidently the vibration must have been somewhere else. We'll check with Clyde McLeod, the crew chief, now that Mike's standing away, and see if they've been able to determine just what the problem is.
Mike has already lost 2 laps. He will probably lose a 3rd before he comes up to speed. And there's again the 02 of Ward Burton, who will run Busch Series races at Michigan, Darlington, Charlotte, and Homestead as the season winds down. There you see from 32nd to 5th in a car that is owned by Bill Davis.
Yeah, just pulling right up on David Green. I mean, this car is lightning fast. I don't know how much he's leaned on the tires to get where he's at right now, but look how fast he goes by David Green.
Man, it's like he stopped and got tires and nobody else did.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Of course, he's not new to the Busch Series, though it's been 3 years since he ran. Remember, he had 4 Busch Series wins when he came to racing with A.G. Dillard before stepping up to Winston Cup. And it's his 11th time he has run here at the Monster Mile.
Well, not only that, but you got to remember Blaney is in the other Bill Davis Busch car, and I'm sure they're probably sister cars in Blaney, and we know how good he can run. So, Mort's, he's turned up the heat here a little bit.
He is running in 4th. Glenn, we're riding with McLaughlin now, and he's again on the low side of the racetrack, coming in one more time. What's the deal?
Well, Eli, you know, I told you there wasn't anything wrong with the tire. There wasn't. The complete center of the wheel, half of it had broken out. I didn't see it. And looking at the tire, they have covered it up now. doesn't want anybody to look at it, but I'm telling the world about it. So whatever happened, they're bringing him back in now. They realize that there's a problem with the hub assembly. Something is wrong with the car to cause that to happen. So Mike's coming back in. The last thing, the very last thing that anybody wants to have a problem with here at Dover with the corner speeds they run is the right front of the race car. So they're coming, bringing Mike back in to see if they can determine what broke the wheel out of that.
Well, as he was leaving the pits just a second ago, Darrell Walters and I both watched the right front that was wobbling back and forth even after they put a new wheel on there.
Yeah, a lot of times if they left that wheel loose, it'll mess up the studs, and when they put the other tire wheel back on, the nut won't run up and it won't tighten the wheel all the way up.
Yeah, look who's quickest right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Ah, boy, he's putting the pressure right on the back of Kevin Grubb there.
Got to be careful, though. Last year, Dale Jr. in the first race here started 16th, spun to enter pit road and still won the race. Last fall, he started 17th, came up to 8th, and here today, he started 15th and is now running 3rd and threatening to grab 2nd.
Well, he may look like the fastest car on the racetrack, but apparently that computer don't look at Ward Burton very close because he is gaining on there. He's cut that interval down to about a 15-car length advantage right now.
Let's go to Ralph Shaheen. He's watching Dale Earnhardt climb to the front.
Eli, this is good medicine for Junior right now as well. I was talking to him at driver introductions. He said, you know, I just don't feel right today. He said, I feel a little bit off. I said, you tired? No, not really. He said, I just, you know, some mornings you just don't feel like you're all together. Today is one of those days. He said, I've been getting good rest. I've been watching what I do. I've been running too crazy. He said, I'm doing all right. He said, I just feel a little off today physically. Right now, he's racing like he's right on the game.
Maybe that's the problem as he goes for 2nd. Maybe he's getting too much rest.
Well, Eli, one of the things that Dale Earnhardt Jr. does, the same thing that Dale Earnhardt Sr. always did, is he puts that bumper right up against the back of the car in front of him and worries that guy right out of his way.
Well, you saw he and Ward Burton both get around Kevin Grubb right there. So Dick Trickle continues to lead by a 1.5 seconds. You just got a peek at Ward Burton going inside of Earnhardt Jr. to grab 2nd. We've got a dandy going on TNN Motorsports.
Yeah. Help us. Yow. I seen him coming way back in the group.
All of a sudden, I didn't even pay attention to him. There he was.
Trickle, he'll catch Trickle in 15 laps because he's getting in the corner so much better.
Man, he is diving that thing off in that corner.
What would?
I asked, did you hear what his brother said about him, why they talk so differently?
No.
He said Ward was brought up in the south end of the house.
I'll lead you to that today here somewhere.
He's going to catch him much quicker because his Trickle's fixing to run into traffic.
Earnhardt's running good, but he's no match for the Ward Burton car.
Nope.
That Tommy Baldwin, he said that is the reason that he wanted to run this division, was get more familiar with him. You know, that's why they're in here, to build a little better foundation for the Winston Cup car.
Plus, Siemens is based just up the road, and they wanted to run here.
Yeah, but 5 times this year he's going to run.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. They're making it look. Who is that?
No call.
Somebody's.
Oh, Buckshot. Don't do it. Don't come down.
Bull's ear, Buckshot. Caution, caution.
Right
Caution for the
front,
double zero.
Right front. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
Lap 76.
That's getting close to pit. No,
Yeah,
it ain't running. I don't know. It's hard to say sometimes.
They'll come in.
I mean, they'll come in now, yeah.